situations. Hey guys, Tiffany Foy, Rambling Gypsy Podcast. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update and let you know we have had some, to be honest, it's been a situation. If you guys have followed me or my gypsy, we have had to readjust some things, move some production times. Our new production time is going to be Thursday mornings before the chickens and the roosters and all the things get up. I don't know what time you guys get up, but I will not be up. But it is river season, as you guys can see. I'm here, Gypsy River Resort. It is go time. We've got a busy weekend. You guys come watch. New guests, new problems. Dog fresh out of the groomer. Clearly she gets groomed way more than I do, and don't judge. But hey, I'll see you guys this week, Thursday morning, Rambling Gypsy Podcast. Tiffany Foy, can't wait to hang with you guys on the porch. Love you guys. Fortunate to fortunate, come hang with me. Like, share, follow. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks. Hey everybody, welcome to the Rambling Gypsy Podcast. My name is Tiffany Foy, and I have a super exciting special guest, and I'm very excited for you to be on my porch today. Thank you for coming, everybody. This is Randy Schumann. If you have not or you do not know of, you have so many titles and so many names, and well, I do too, but we're not going to tell everybody on the porch today because everybody's not really ready for those. Yours are a little more appropriate than mine, I would say, but Randy has got, I call him Randelson because it's just kind of been, I don't know, fitting, I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe. But you got, everybody knows Big Randy, and this is Big Randy. Welcome to the porch.
Thank you for having me. When you called or when you texted me and said, hey, you wanted me to come on, I was like, absolutely, because, I love to support all of my friends and my family.
You do.
And then after about 30 minutes, I was super anxious. I was like, what do we do here?
What are we doing?
What do I do with my hands?
Yeah. Well, the porch is the porch, and this is where we solve the world's problems, and this is where we talk about all the gossip, and this is where we
fix it.
This is where we fix it.
Oh my! I've been looking for this place forever.
I know, and I built it, and here it is, and this is where we do all the things.
Perfect.
And so yeah, so I want to tell everybody about, first of all, for all of you people that don't know, we are from New Braunfels, Texas. We are a little tourist town in between Austin and San Antonio, and we are both locals. We are both born and raised, and we are also family. And
this is true.
Everybody that does not know that, now you know. And if you, so we are family, and
everybody when I say, that's my cousin.
Yeah.
They just give me this odd look.
Yeah.
And then I have to, let them in that, I was bought on the black market.
Hey,
so
I am the black market. I am the black sheep of the market of the
far
thing.
From
come
it.
on.
Come on.
Yeah. No,
everybody looks at you and they're like, okay, yeah, we get it. They look at me and like, ew.
Whatever.
What happened?
So if you know any part of we're obviously big, ginormous Germans. And so, everybody in our family is ginormous and huge. And so then when I say that we're related, they're like, wait, how? And then they see my kids and they're like, why are your kids giraffes? And I'm like, well, everybody in our family is pretty much giraffes. We're all giraffes.
Yeah,
so they're either giraffes or littles.
Yes.
And we only have a handful of littles.
Yes.
So your mom.
My mom, yes.
My grandmother.
Yes.
Little. And we could go down the list, but they're either littles or
there's not a lot of average.
No.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Not with us.
No.
One extreme to the other.
We go one extreme to the other. Yes. So, Randy does a lot for our community. Does a lot. As you guys know, I've mentioned Gypsy River Resort a million times over. Randelson is also very big in the river community, does a lot for the locals. Let's tell everybody a little bit of some of your river stories. Let's swap some good.
Oh, you would ask.
Come on, let's swap some good stuff. We got some good stuff to tell all these people.
Oh my goodness. How
long have you been on the river? Let's start there.
Okay, so I showed up actually on the river, not as a tourist or somebody that was floating on the river, just hanging out like we did as locals. I showed up in about 2003. I needed one more fun summer job after college,
Right.
and then stuck around for almost 20 years. And it's great to say now, but for the longest time, and just recently, I've been talking with a lot of my friends and just saying about how much fun we had living and working out there, meeting tons of people,
amazing people
from all over the world.
Right.
And then we looked at it, we're like, God, we were so broke. We didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of.
Right.
And those were the years of my life that I had the absolute most fun, when I had absolutely nothing, but
Isn't
I had
that
enough.
awesome?
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
It was awesome. I had just enough money for a beer and a breakfast taco,
There you
and
go.
that was
What
our
else do
world.
you need?
That's all we needed.
Yeah.
And then
No
it was,
doubt.
we worked really hard, and the weekend would come around, and that was just a whole animal onto its own.
Yeah.
And you'd meet people and then just collect stories, like you were saying.
Stories.
Just,
Like we could write a book.
a 3-part movie.
Then
Yes.
there's that.
If I could ever get a hold of the American Pie guys,
Right.
I'm like, look, I've got
Here's
a 3.
your shout out.
here's-
Just
Yeah,
gonna let you
exactly,
know.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, come visit us on the porch.
Yeah, come on out, because
We'll have one of our mamas will make a pie, or somebody,
yeah.
somebody's grandmama,
There'll be
somebody in
plenty
the
to
family
eat.
will make a pie. Yeah.
if you leave hungry, it's your own fault.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
yes,
it is.
absolutely.
Yep. But yeah, so we have a lot of river stories, but that's really cool that you have been on the river and you're still on the river.
I still maintain a residence there. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I live. I don't know if it's going to bring down the value of your place, but I'm 2 doors down from Gypsy River.
Yeah, literally we're
And
neighbors. Yep.
yeah, and it's been really awesome to see what it was before you got a hold of it.
Yeah.
And I would look over there, and I'm like, yeah, there's that place over there. Ooh.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then once you got a hold of it, now I can look over there like,
Hey.
I'm glad she churched that place up.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic,
Yeah,
and you've done so much good work there. I'm so
blood,
proud
sweat,
of you.
and tears, and yeah, you're a big part of it.
Oh.
I mean, that's one thing about this guy right here is that so many different aspects of kind of a jack of all trades. It's kind of runs in our family. It's one of those things that
yeah.
we don't know it. Just hang tight.
Yeah.
Hold my beer for a minute and let me figure this out.
Well,
we're gonna figure it out.
And I think that's the way a lot of our families just operated. We didn't have much, so we did it yourself. You did it yourself. You figured it out, and
we were the DIYs before the DIY
before
became
it was
a
cool.
DIY. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Before
100%.
If there was something that couldn't be fixed with duct tape and baling wire, it obviously was not broken.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Let's so I don't know if so many of people know or anybody knows, but we experience a lot of flooding.
Okay.
We don't know in Texas from 1 minute to the next, which I think is adorable that we get phone calls constantly where people will say, do you know what the river level is going to be in August? And this will be,
Yeah.
come on, y'all. Y'all are adorable and you're cute and I love you. And we're going to discuss that in fruition. I'm going to explain that whole statement of what exactly that means. It's almost kind of like, bless your heart.
Oh, a lot of that, yes.
Bless your heart. But yes, we will get calls all the time where people will want to know what the river level is, and they want to know. Look, in Texas, we don't know from 1 minute to the next, and we have experienced flood after flood.
Sure.
After flood.
And
after flood.
Yeah, and the thing
After
is,
flood.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, over our lifetimes. But the funny thing is you once you're a part of it for a point, you're just like, well, you had a flood. No.
Yeah.
It was a high water event.
Yeah.
Event? What does that mean? Well, it only messed up a little bit.
Right.
Which ends up being a tremendous amount. You're like, yeah,
amount.
Save the truck.
Yeah, right. But look what we did.
Yeah, exactly.
I got that one table out of the water. Woo!
Hey.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have pulled. What was that? 2015 when my train car and all my antiques were in.
Yes, in that Connex box. Yes, you used to have some.
Woo!
For those of you that don't know this beautiful woman here, she is an avid collector of just some
trash.
of the
trash to treasures and treasures to trash.
I
love them.
They're some of the most interesting.
So fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Kel
furniture
talked
items.
about that. So
yeah,
there's some that I literally.
Well, these chairs, that
there
you know, that
old
dresser,
refrigerator there. That's a refrigerator.
That's an old ice box.
It is
my.
an old ice box. Yeah, where you put the ice.
The
on
ice,
top.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's
See?
exactly what that is. That is what we lost in the flood. That went up in the Connex.
That one.
That was not this one.
Okay.
But
yeah.
similar items that went up in the tree, and we had to leave. Would we leave that box up there in that tree for 3 months? Before, we were able to drop it.
Yeah.
We got it out of the tree.
We got out of the tree.
But we couldn't move it because it was so.
Everything was just so torn up.
Yeah, mud, and
But and the thing is,
woo.
You know, I look at the news and I see people all over the world and all over, especially all over the country, and they would. Oh, we've got to declare a state of emergency for this, and we're like, dude, that's a Thursday,
right?
And Worst Fest starts tomorrow,
yeah.
So
I know
we got to go. We got to get back to work.
We got tickets.
Yeah.
We've already pre-gamed for this.
Exactly.
Yeah, we've already got our pictures.
The beer's on ice.
And yeah. We got. Oh yeah, we have videos of us literally watching the water go up. Sirens going off, which we do have sirens.
Yes.
If you guys have not experienced it, so we are on we're in a flood zone. Whatever. How do you explain the sirens to people on our road?
So
I don't know. That's
a lot of people have heard of a place called Tornado Alley, which is a geographical area from northeast Texas that extends up through Oklahoma, Missouri, and all that, where you get a lot of tornadoes. Well, This area is called Flash Flood Alley because those of you that don't know, all of the hill country is made mostly of limestone. There's a lot of hills, a lot of valleys, and believe it or not, water doesn't get soaked up by a lot of rock.
Right.
So it's got to go downhill, and it's coming fast.
So what was crazy on this? So this last episode that we had, I think that 3 years ago, Memorial Day, right before Memorial Day, where we had, for whatever reason, Gage was at the house, and we were discussing something. It was around lunchtime, and for whatever reason, which I never cook a meal during lunch or whatever, and me, I was frying pork chops, Randelson. I was frying pork chops on a random Tuesday or Thursday or whatever. I don't even know what the hell was going on. I mean, what? I mean, this wasn't Sunday, and we were not. I don't know, but all of a sudden, Cody calls me and said, "Hey, you need to get down here, like right now. Sun is shining. There's not a rain. There's not a cloud. There's not a nothing. Like you could literally be on your boat on the, whatever." Yeah. He was like, "No." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Gage, we got to go." And Cody was like, "You got to get down here now. Like shit's happening.
Yeah.
It's good." So Gage had just gotten his dually. He hadn't done anything to it. It was straight stock at the time. By the time we got right past Float House, where that
dips down on the road,
right. So when that water comes rushing over, we almost didn't make it over that.
Yeah.
So then we pulled up to my gate, and the gate was we had already lost all the power. Gate was shut. So, and you know how I can reach my hand in and get through my walking gate. So we went through the walking gate, and I told Gage, "See, this is exactly," because he was like, "No, Mom, you're losing your mind." And I was like, "No, this is a full-on real thing."
Yes.
We walked down, and you know where my little hill is or whatever. By the time we walked down that little hill, everything was water.
Everything down at the bottom.
Yep. Bar was floating, and your cousin, nephew, whatever however our family tree goes, what does he do? And this was before we had the bar on the trailer, which is the one we have now. So finally, it only took me 9 years to get smart enough to put a damn bar in a trailer because I've lost several of them. I've lost too many of them going down the freaking river. I mean,
what did I always say?
People have tiki bars and whatever for a reason to go float. Mine just go floating down because Mother Nature decided she needed to have a cocktail 5 exits down the road
absolutely,
and decided
absolutely.
to take my bar. So I turn around and I look, and we've got the tractor, we got the skid steer, we've got my truck, we've got my Ranger. We're just hauling and pulling and trying to catch everything that we can. And I look up, and the floor that we had, because we had just taken, pickles, crates. What are they? What are the things called?
Pallets.
Pallets. There it is. We had just done pallets. So when the mud did come up, so then I would at least have a floor where I wasn't always standing in mud, and the pallets were all attached, but they had come loose from the concrete down below. And what is Gage doing? He's surfing.
Surfing the bar?
Surfing. The bar is just, the floor to the bar is now above the bar level. And Gage is just freaking, I'm like, we're not from Cali. We don't surf. This is not a wake setting.
No, but
I said, get down from there and save something. And he's like, but look, Mom, no hands. No, so I wanted to kill him.
Yeah,
I wanted to kill him.
You
like,
know,
what are you doing?
That is, it's funny. You're thinking that's
funny
crazy.
Now.
It is funny now, but at the time.
It was kind of funny then.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I could have ripped his little locks off his little blue
But you know as well as I do, when stuff like that happens,
what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? First,
laugh or cry?
Exactly.
I think I did both.
Sure. And I think of all the times where I've been there for flood cleanup, and you know Red McFarland.
Oh yeah, very well. I was about to talk about what we do when it gets to 5,000 CFS. We're about to talk about that story too. Hell yeah.
Red and I worked together so long, and we'd seen so many high water events to where, everybody's go, it's a flash flood.
Yeah.
And no, it's only 17 CFS.
Yeah.
17,000. It's up there. It'll be gone in a few hours. And people would be there just head in hand worried about, oh my God, we're gonna drown. No, you're not.
Right.
Well, how do you know? This is not our first time. Just stand over here. You're going to be fine. And then we'll turn around and go, oh, man, do you think we could get some boats out? We would love to go run this water right now.
Yes. Yeah. So we have experience. So when we do have big floodwaters, and a lot of people all over the world, I mean, that's big whitewater rafting.
For us, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we don't have that here. I mean, we have our whitewater is when all of a sudden somebody jumps in and hits the tube a little too hard and gives you a little ripple, and then all of a sudden we got a little white.
Yeah.
But it was because somebody flopped out of their tube, and that's our big whitewater experience.
You're just saying, when I do it.
I
got it.
Yeah, when you flip over in the plane, you're welcome. I'm only doing this once, kids. Yeah.
Right.
That's we're going to charge admission
right.
and tickets for me to keep doing this. Y'all are only getting one flop. But so when we do hit heavy whitewater rafting, and everything is guided.
Yes.
And that's when you can't get on the water. You have to go with a guide.
It's advised.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you've been a guide. I've been a guide.
Yes.
Red's been a guide.
Oh yes.
We've done, and we know so many. I mean, we all kind of know each other.
Sure. Yeah.
Have guided and done, and we have EMS and fire departments and from all over Texas, when our water is up, that will come and train.
Yes.
And do kind of talk about that a little bit, because you've been so much more. I always sit back and I've watched how they do their little scoot.
Sure. Yeah. All the techniques.
And I've watched some of them where one guy is like, "This is not a good situation." I mean. Yes. Which is over in Waco Springs, which is right at the very front when you turn on River Road.
Correct.
Is where that's the big training area.
Yes,
because that's where the water really comes down and heavy, and I mean, it gets intense.
So that section of the Guadalupe River, right below the first crossing, for about a quarter of a mile stretch, is fantastic training area, and we've had and worked with several groups over the years, and this is back when I used to work at Waco Springs.
Yeah.
And we would get firefighters and swiftwater rescue training from all over the country, Canada, Mexico.
See, I didn't realize they came down that far.
Yes,
nice.
They come from all over North and Central America to train in that section of the river, and it's mainly because within such a short area, you will literally
can go to 0 to oh shit.
Yes,
real quick.
Yep. And at different levels of the water will give you within that quarter-mile stretch everything that you will see in an actual flood swiftwater situation where you need to, where somebody's life is on the line and you need to rescue them.
Right.
And I've been lucky to be able to help out with several different groups that have come out there to train, and gotten a chance to work with firefighters and police officers. I mean, and I've always been honored to help them out. We never charged them anything, and they were like, well, we appreciate that. We're like, no, we appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
We want you to know what you're doing.
Seriously.
In case it's somebody I care about.
Yeah.
And I think the most interesting time was that year you were talking about when everybody came in training.
Oh, it was, I mean, I was down there with you.
Yeah.
We spent, I mean, it was so, I mean, you see Navy SEALs, you watch the shows, you do, you know, maybe you know some, but to really sit there and watch it hands-on is a whole experience.
Yes.
I mean, when I remember it like it was yesterday, there were 6 of them, and we were what we call Marijuanaville on that side.
Yes.
It's a whole section. It's another section. We'll talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll explain it. But it's just a raw camping area, a beautiful place. It has springs, and I'm going to make Randy tell you a story about the springs here in just a second, because there's no way I'm letting him off this porch until he tells the story, because it's the best thing ever. And I make him tell it to everyone. You might as well just share it with the world because it's epic. But it was literally, and you know exactly which part I'm talking about, but it's right across the way where the trees come, and there's that little tiny island, and it does that little curve. Well, the EMS techs, the firefighters, the swiftwater rescue, they were doing their training thing, and I feel like these guys might have been from El Paso. I don't remember exactly, but I mean, there was the whole, when you came around the corner to turn down River Road, it was nothing but red vehicles and boats, and
it looked like a crime
trailers.
scene.
Yes, exactly. And it was all a training thing, and it was so cool. But I remember them training, and they do this deal where they all hold on to each other like a train, and they hold on to each other's life vest.
Correct.
And then they do a side step where they step, walk, and one of them leads, one of them navigates, boom, boom, boom. And then all of a sudden, they slipped and they lost their footing.
Yes.
And holy pickles, down they went.
Yes.
And so they run these big boats, and they have these motors on the back of them, which are regular, I mean, not like our rafting boats, but they are inflatable.
Yeah. They're like a Zodiac type, which got a harder bottom and soft sides.
With a motor on it.
With
and
an
so what they would
outboard
do
motor,
is they shoot down this extreme water, and then they push that boat with that motor back up, and they fight this current that is going ridiculously, like Shamu ain't got a chance in hell.
No, it's moving water.
It's moving water. Like, it's moving trees. It's moving houses. It's moving, y'all, it's moving full on houses. And we're sitting there watching these guys, 6 of them at a time, bumper to, I mean, they're back to back to back.
Oh, yeah.
And they're step, and they're trying to get to save a person. And then, boom, they lose their footing.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about me not breathing?
Yeah.
And you just want to help.
Yeah. You just want to help.
Want to help, and these are the helpers,
right?
That
needed
have now
help.
that needed help.
And
holy shit, Randelson! It was so scary. I was like, what do I do?
And
I'm sitting on the bank. Like, what do I do?
You sit back and you let the professionals handle it because.
Oh my God, that just makes my armpits sweat just talking about it. Good Lord. I tell you what, if y'all don't appreciate.
Your first responders.
What your first responders do.
Absolutely.
Shame on you, and you need to go to church.
Absolutely.
It's watching it firsthand is incredible.
Absolutely. Yeah, that flotilla you were talking about where they had boat after boat after boat. I could have, if I wouldn't have been working, I could have sat there all day and just watched them shoot up and down Waco Falls.
It was nuts.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And the time where they were doing the training and the guy slipped and fell.
Yeah. It
was amazing to watch all of these different teams. How many different teams were?
And different teams and the boats that shot down. Because when these boats would come over, so we had that one little...
There was Waco Falls.
Yes. So when it come so at that point, there's no falls.
It's about 100 yards of straight rollers.
Rolling whitewater rapids.
Yes.
And it is just going, I'm sure somebody I don't know the whole speed of the thing, but it is freaking cruising. And to watch these boats fight to get back and go up against that current. But when that particular incident happened, to watch how many rescue boats that were all on the side waiting for their turn, their chance, their time to train.
Yes.
I turned around and it was literally like ants crawling it. It was just boats just coming after every and all I wanted to do was just help.
Sure. But and
give
the
me
thing,
a boat.
Yeah.
Give me a rope. Give me anything. What do I do?
That's what we do. We've seen so much how it needs to be done, how things go right and wrong.
Wrong. That quick, that fast, right in front of your face.
And that's I use the expression where, heart's in the right place when the head is not. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, especially
I love that.
Yeah.
That is so good. Wow. That's so you.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
And I'm not going to say where the head's at, but
okay.
But the heart's in the right place.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people get injured trying to help, wanting to help,
right,
not knowing what needs to be done. I've had to stop. And I'm not going to mention any names, but there once was a firefighter who saw a family, and I say this was a grandmother and her two grandchildren were stranded out at Slumber Falls, right down at the bottom of the campground there. And I'm not taking anything away from his knowledge and his training,
right,
but he was by himself.
Yeah.
And he thought he was going to wrap a rope around his waist and go out there and assist. And I had to stop him. And I said, hey, look, man, would you do this with your crew?
Right.
And he stopped and we exchanged some heated words. And I said, sir, they're in a spot where they're not going anywhere.
Right.
They're in the safest area we could be. We've communicated. And I've tried to tell them to stay calm. But sometimes it's knowing when to tell people to stop. And don't try to be a hero.
Right.
Especially when you know how bad it can be. And then just fighting that maternal instinct.
It's hard. When I started, I taught swimming for a very, very long time, from littles all the way up, and did
same here,
guide. Yep. So one of the things that I learned early on was when you jump in fully clothed and you have to turn your clothing into a life preserver and figure out how to survive out in wherever you're at. If you're in the ocean or if you were in that, how to strip and to turn your clothing into, or if you're trying to save someone and the first thing when someone is fighting you is to knock them out. And you want to talk about, but at the same time, you're like, look, mother sucker, I'm out here trying to save you and you're fighting me and I'm trying to, and you're trying to do the right thing. But when you have to cold cock them and now let me take you to the ground. Let me take you to the beach and then we're going to go have a margarita later after I wake your little ass up after I had to cold cock you because you're flipping
Well, yeah, and
you're like a fish out of water, but we're not even out of the water. Like, what are you doing?
It's out there,
Relax, bro. I'm here for you.
Yeah, let me just reach over there and hit your reset button, and then we're gonna get you calm. And
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that they teach you is
yeah.
exactly how to knock a person out.
Yeah, and
to save their life because they're losing their shit.
Yeah, they are, and it's also a safety deal so that they don't injure you because now that turns from one person.
We're 2 for 2.
Yep, exactly, 2 for 2.
Yeah,
and so with all of the rescue training that we've seen going on and that I've gotten to be a part of, helping train, learning these techniques.
I feel like you can never learn enough.
No, there's always more to learn. There's always new techniques, new equipment being developed. And I just keep praising those first responders for literally putting their life. The training is not safe.
Right.
Even though
we've sat and watched it.
I mean,
oh shit, there they go.
Here in New Braunfels, I think it's a truly amazing area because we have 2 rivers in this town. You have the Comal being the world's shortest river. Right. For everything in Texas being so big.
Yeah. Yeah. We do have one little tiny thing.
We've got one
I call the Comal.
The Comal.
It's
the itty bitty.
The Comal. Yeah.
But it is tremendous. It's a lot of fun.
It is a good time.
So these they'll take these guys and they'll train them in this river over here, where it's warmer. Mm-hmm. Where it's
stays 73 degrees.
Yeah,
it's serenity.
It's gentle. It's nice and easy, clear water.
Blah, blah,
the trees
blah.
are manicured off to the side. Everything, it's pretty. So
and
pretty.
over here we have
yeah. And they teach them the steps and ABC, how this is what you need to do.
Right.
And then they would bring them to us. Mm-hmm. And then say
we're the hood.
Yeah, I mean
we're the realistic.
Yeah,
we are the river. The one that goes from there.
Yeah.
To Mexico when we get.
Is that where the river goes?
Well, come on.
Well,
does it go in a circle? Here we go.
Let's go. There is that list.
Come on, let's talk about our list. Oh, we got to talk about some funny shit. Okay. So
yeah, we can.
Okay. First of all, you have to tell. He's got to tell you the story about the springs, y'all, and then we're gonna tell some funny shit about just some little funny river stupid shit stories. Okay, so Randelson's got there's the springs at Waco Springs. It's called Waco Springs, and so there's a natural spring that comes from. How would you explain that? So it's over on the other side of the judges, right before the judge's property, and then it comes. It goes under.
No, there's 2 sets of springs.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just in really close proximity. So, I'm going to give away, and I'm probably going to kill a joke that's been going on for years right now.
Don't kill it, Randy. It's so good.
It is so good, and trust me, there are going to be plenty of people that are going to still miss this. But those of you in the world that don't remember, maybe middle school physical science when they talked about natural springs.
Yeah.
It's not magic. They're geographic formations where water mysteriously comes out of the ground through no help from us at all.
No.
It's amazing.
But
it just
works.
Sure?
You don't have anything to do with this?
Believe it or not, I do not, and I can prove this.
Well, everyone thinks that you're a magical physics professor that has plenty of pixie dust, and you maintain the springs.
Oh yes, I've got the direct line to the God.
You do.
And so we
explain the little spring area. So there's this little
the campground that I worked at. Yeah. Waco Springs, happily named. When I got there, the manager ahead of me had diverted the springs so that it made a nice little tube chute for little kids. And then put a couple of wading pools in. Beautiful area.
It's so good. I have been doing that since I was a kid.
Yeah.
My kids have been doing that since they were kids.
Yes. Amazing area, and if you've never been into Braunfels, I highly suggest.
You go visit it
anywhere in the world.
Waco is with a HUACO, so don't let it.
Yeah,
we're Germans. We will throw anything in a. Oh
sure. If you're ever gonna come up and you're looking for Camp
Huaca.
Hako.
That's it.
Heko.
Yeah.
Huesi.
Yeah.
I've heard it all.
Yeah.
But it's for those of you worried about where it comes, it's a Native American word that came from the indigenous tribe that was here in this area well before we showed up. All our family.
You know what? I did not know that.
Yes.
Holy pickles.
Yes.
Look at me. I love
Yeah.
to learn new things. See, y'all can never not learn enough.
Oh, yeah.
Come on now.
But
that is so cool.
Yeah, and when the Judge Pfeiffer,
Yep.
his family actually acquired it from the natives, purchased, and they paid homage to the family. They built the Boy Scout camp. They operated that for years before it was ever a campground.
Yeah.
It was a camp for Boy Scouts, and they kept that name to pay homage to the natives that were in this area. So if you're wondering, we're like,
who just
it should be spelled WACL.
wasn't the Gypsonary that came up with that one,
exactly.
y'all.
No, it wasn't. I'd love to give you credit,
I know, but no.
But you could have pulled
no.
that off.
Oh,
yes,
no.
absolutely.
I got a good word for today, by the way, but we're going to go ahead. We got to tell the funny story.
Yeah. So, back to it. So, natural springs don't operate unless there's actual water in the water table, which we're in out of the aquifer. And so some years it'd be rainy, the springs are up, everybody's having a great time, and other years where
it'd be dry as a bone.
It's dry as a bone. It's hot. The river's low. Everything contributing factors, and all of a sudden the springs would dry up. And ever so often, I would have one of my employees
I'm going to lose it, y'all. I'm just letting you know because this is the best story ever.
And mind you, I'm going to say some things, and I'm going to put them in a context and use some tonnage. And
is so
please, I don't think you're going to quite get the situational humor.
Like we do?
Yes, without me playing it out in the sights and sounds that it actually happened. Yeah. Please don't take offense to anything I say.
No.
It's not meant to hurt feelings. The only thing else is I just won't care.
No. Hey, this is my porch, and we can be what we can say and do whatever we want to say.
We didn't bring our feelings to this.
No, you can't. I always say we're all racist in the same way.
Yeah.
You can like wheat bread. You can like rye bread. Nobody likes rye bread. Whatever. So go for it. Tell the story. It's good. It's good.
This nice lady comes up to me. She goes, "Excuse me, sir." Yes, ma'am. How can I help you? She goes, "We need our money back." I said, "I'm sorry, ma'am. What happened? Did something go wrong? Can I,
Yeah.
She goes, "Well, why don't you turn on the waters?"
Yeah.
And I'm, "Excuse me, ma'am."
The spigots.
Where the water comes out of the ground. You make it. The kids can they use the tires to go down the water.
Yeah, the tires.
The tires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so
and I'm trying to wrap my head around what this woman is.
What in the blue hell is really going on? First of all, you brought your own tires.
And I was like, tires. Wow.
They don't float. Those kind don't float.
Yeah. And this woman proceeds to berate me for about 30 minutes, insisting that I have the key to turn on and make the waters.
Yeah.
As she's in my face, giving me this gesture. I know you got turn them on, make the water. Because she thought, she thought that I had
kids are mad.
Yeah, kids are upset.
Their slip and slide don't work. Their tires don't have nothing to ride on. You told them that
I'm standing. I thought I was being punked.
Me and Kel talk about Ashton.
Yeah, it was
out of the
crazy.
Trees. Where you at?
I'm like this. No. Y'all got you got to be kidding me.
You got me, boo.
Yeah,
you got me.
And she's berating me over and over. And I thought I'd deal with her. I'd deal with another customer. Come back, she'd yell at me some more.
You still hadn't turned them on
because I hadn't turned them on.
You're so mean.
I know I'm an evil human being. But if you can only imagine this just...
Yeah, because she was so sincere and
she
pissed.
was, and pissed.
Oh, big mad.
Yeah. And
you suck.
I do. I do.
Yeah.
And I hate... I hate to
Kids
ever.
all left.
Yeah, everybody
Oh,
was mad.
mad.
It was all my.
Yeah.
And I took the brunt of that
You
blame
didn't
for
turn the
so
springs
many
on.
years. I wouldn't turn on the waters.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't. I mean, and it was part of the reason that I had to actually leave working on the river was I had gotten to a point of I was like, I can't deal with people.
Well, you know me.
I know. Yes, I do.
Oh my Lord. And boy, do I just, now I think I would first kind of take offense to so many of it. And I would literally, like, I would call Rodney and be like, I can't
Can't deal with it.
I can't do it. I cannot do this.
Not today.
I'm getting my feelings hurt, and all of a sudden they want to give me one fucking star, and I'm yelling at them, you can take that one star and shove it up your freaking flat.
Oh, yeah.
And let me do it for you. And I
Yes.
mean, I'm like, he was like, you can't let that bother you. I'm like, what do you mean? We're all family. This shit bothers me. And I'm losing my ever-loving mind. And then that one day happens, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Don't even give me the 1 star. In fact, just don't even give me a point of the 1 star. I don't even know how many stars, points are on your star, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Take it. No.
You know,
The fact that they think that I throw people out just because it's fun for shits and giggles is mind-boggling to me. It literally is like, you what? Like, you just think I walk up and go, you.
Yeah, I don't like you. I don't like those
I don't
shorts.
like the way you look.
Yeah, your haircut's all wrong.
Hell are you wearing? And
yeah.
Did your mom know you have these shoes on right now? Do they? She know that your big
Yes.
toe is just sitting out here doing whatever the hell it wants?
Yes.
No. Hell no.
And
get out. You need to go somewhere else.
Oh, you know as
you
well
need to
as
go to the Como.
all of those years that I worked on the river, you know, I worked for a large company, and they had
huge.
Well, and they had more of a corporate side.
Yeah.
Than most of the other businesses outfitters
like
because they were the large.
We call us all, we're outfitters is what we are. Yeah.
Yeah, we outfit you with fun. We literally.
I'd like to outfit you with some wardrobe, maybe a new shoe to put your little toe where it's supposed to be. But you know, we can only do so much.
Yeah. You.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
People don't realize we spend a year. And
yes.
Outside of the 16 to 20 some odd weeks of, depending on what the weather's like for summer.
Yeah.
We spend the rest of that year making upgrades, cleaning up,
figuring
building, making things better.
Right.
You put your blood, sweat, and tears into everything you do. Why? Because we want you to come.
Yeah.
We want to show you a good time. Believe me, we are great.
Yes.
At showing you a great time.
Yeah. And
as long as you let us. Come, look.
Oh my God.
Come to New Braunfels. Please come have a great time.
Yes. And if y'all have heard, I told the biting the fingers off stories. I've told many stories.
Yes.
Okay, you have to tell the poke me in the eye story.
I will.
This was so
okay.
Yeah, and then I got a good one after that one. We
want
to go on for hours.
Hours. Yeah, but we want you to come. We want you to have a great time. But just come and treat everybody with respect. Act nice. Be nice to those around you, because if you would, I have watched people that have shown up green. This is our first time. Never been here before. We just showed. They would literally pull up into your entrance. Mm-hmm. And I've watched you take people from off the street, from Timbuktu or wherever they were from, on a Friday afternoon, and by Sunday morning when they're packing up ready to leave, they felt like they were family.
Seriously, they don't want to leave. They're dangling off my leg. They hated me when they got there.
Yeah.
When they first pulled in, they're like, I need to, where's she at? I'm like, I'm right here.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I just didn't like the tone of your email. Oh, right, we're going to get along really well. Perfectly. Let's talk about that email. Second of all,
yeah.
And then within an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, then they totally get it. And then,
Yeah.
Now they're on my Christmas card list.
Yeah.
I love them all.
And it's hard
to. It just cracks me up.
Yeah. It's hard to get our vibe.
Well, yeah. You're a big, squishy teddy bear.
I can't suck it in sideways.
You are the sweetest
biggest human being in the entire world, and you get it honestly. Me, I'm a cynical shit brick. I'm an asshole, but I love bigger and harder than. And
Well,
let me
yes,
tell you
absolutely.
what, and I will walk through that front door the same way you do. And I tell you, and you've seen me. You have stood behind me, protecting women from horrible situations, and you've let me handle it. And you've stood back and like, no,
she's got this.
I'll
step in when I'm
but
needed.
I will stand right here.
Yeah.
And you have done it a million times, and you would do it a million times over.
Absolutely.
It's so golden.
Yeah, it's a
so
vibe
good.
that we have here.
Yeah.
We want you to come and have a good time. And if you will come, bring us your good energy.
Oh my gosh.
We
we'll
will
have the
throw
best
it back
time
at you
ever.
tenfold.
I mean, couldn't have said that any better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
good times.
that being said, if you come into our
place.
Yeah, you come
It's
into our
home.
home.
It is our home.
Yeah.
It is our home.
With a bad attitude of
If
literally.
you're gonna shit on my parade, I can promise you.
Look, I for all those years I worked, I've literally had people refer to me and tell me when I was either a rookie out there working on the grounds or when I had worked my way up to management and calling the shots, I had people talk to me and tell me, well, obviously this is the only job you could have gotten. And then I had to explain to them, no, I could have had your job, but it turns you into an asshole.
Yeah.
So I'm doing this because you came to see me to have a good time.
Right.
So let me do my job, or let me give you some advice and show you.
I can't tell you how many people that come and stay at my place that have no idea that I own it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Like we had, it may have even been last season, and it was because I had Fiona, my lemur, down at the bar, and I don't even remember what the problem was. Oh yeah, it was parking. It was parking, and you know how that is. Holy pickles! I don't care if you're at my place or yeah, come on.
Yeah.
And everybody knows it's I'm one way in, one way out. We're a small little tiny family owned place and
you're operating on your section of 10.2 miles of Texas. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what we got to work with.
We tell everybody, look, don't bring extra vehicles. This is the deal. We'll figure it out. We can accommodate or whatever, but it's minimal. So everybody's got their spot. We've marked off spaces, what have you. These people leave, they go wherever they go for the entire day. They come back, and for whatever reason, their 14th extra vehicle that they had, somebody had moved into their spot.
Yes.
We said, look, we told you guys if y'all are going to leave or whatever, we will put a cone there. We'll try to accommodate you as best as possible.
Try as best we can.
So this woman loses her mind, literally loses her mind. And Nugget, my little rock star, she's in the store, and she says, well, can I talk to management? And Nugget squats down under the bar, and I'm going to step away from this mic because I have to do this visual, and she crouches down. She goes, hi, I'm management.
How can
I help you?
Yes.
Yeah. And so for all of y'all that are listening, you need to watch it. And so she bops up and she goes, this woman goes, are you kidding me? And she goes, is there another manager I can talk to? And then she does it again. Squats down. She spins around. She bops back up. And she's like, hi. And she said, is there an owner? And she goes, yeah, as a matter of fact, there is. She's right down there at the bar. And she goes, the one with a lemur? And she goes, yeah, as a matter of fact, that's my mom. Go ahead. And she goes, if you think that I'm being tough right now, go on down there and ask her about the whole part. And I knew about the whole situation. And so the kids had radioed me, and I said, well, is she coming down here? Because I'm looking for her. Where's this red Jeep at? Mm-hmm. And oh no, never came down. Nothing. All of a sudden, everything was just perfect. Everything was just fine.
Yeah.
But it was the fact that they were just trying to mow over these kids that are working.
Yes.
Like, don't do that. That's just being a bully.
Yes.
That is just being a bully.
Absolutely.
We're trying to teach our kids not to be bullies. But then you're going to do that?
Right.
Why you got little Johnny, little Sarah, little Susie Q, and little whatever is all standing around you, watching you
treat another person that way.
Like absolute shit.
And, I don't know if you learned anything from me when I was working on these.
Oh, yeah.
But
on the daily.
Yeah, but that movie, it's escaping when we're at now, but there was a line that goes, "What kind of game are you trying to play?" It's a game called I Win.
Yeah.
Well, we play a lot of I Win.
We do.
Because
it's my home.
Well, and it's
I didn't invite you here.
Well, and we did to some extent.
But we did. You're exactly right. But don't.
But we didn't come into your house and tell you how to flip your hamburgers.
No. And how to cook them,
right?
And how to, all that. We didn't do all that.
We want to just be fun loving and have a great time. And when it's going great and everybody's happy,
place that we built for you guys.
We're rocking. It's having a great time.
Oh my gosh, come have fun with us.
But man, when you're having a bad day, you need to come see us to make you have a good day.
There it is.
When you bring your bad day and try to pour your bad day out on us. Oh my, we're going to have fun then.
Yeah.
Because, and like you said, how people try to bully other people.
They do.
I mean, I spent
it doesn't work for me.
No. I spent so many years training my staff and saying, here's your job. Do your job in this way, and this is why you do it. If you do it the way I train you and follow the protocol, follow the steps, you won't leave yourself open to somebody to attack you.
Seriously.
That being said, when they do your job, do it with a smile, and if they're still not being able to help, then you send them to me. Or send them to you. And because
I love that situation.
And ultimately because when people try to bully other people, sooner or later, somebody has to stand up. Somebody's got to be the one that says, all right, I'm towing the line. Here it is.
Yep.
You've obviously tried it all the wrong ways.
100% me. I cannot. I will not tolerate it.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Especially.
We work way too hard, and we're trying to teach these kids. And no, don't do that.
Yeah.
And the way that they do it and standing in front, I mean, like I said, with the kids hanging around them, and I'm just like,
well, it's a group mentality of all of a sudden you've got 30 people in line, and they're wanting their inner tube or they're wanting to check in or whatever they want to do, and they have that opportunity and that power to lure it over someone to belittle them in a public setting, and that's a tremendous power trip for some people.
That's so terrible.
It is, but it's human nature.
It is.
And I get it. But more importantly, if you recognize that and see what's going on, you've got to use that mental Tai Chi, flip them over using their own logic, and roll with it. And for years, I tried to train my staff, especially the young ladies, and say, "Hey, look, there are going to be people. There is going to be that
There's
guy.
always one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do your job, and when you feel that you've exhausted everything,
when you're ready for me, you know
send
where I'm
it. Yeah. Well, and they're like, well, what are you going to do? I said, well, think of me as your complaint department. I'll deal with the complaints.
I'm the comment box.
Yeah. And believe me.
And I chew them up and I spit them comments right out, and I will handle them one by one.
Yes. For years, that company that I worked for.
Right in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah. The company that I worked for, everybody had a file. Everybody had their good comments, their needs improvement file. Mine was like a Houston phone book. I had complaints.
Holy shit. Okay, what is our biggest city right now that we have in Texas?
Houston.
Is it Houston?
Houston.
Okay, so what's the next one? Dallas?
I think Dallas.
Okay, then you're Houston, Dallas. I'm Dallas.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of it was just because, we're simple country folk. And we don't know any better. Yeah. We're over here marrying our cousins.
Yeah. And with our pointed boots on.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Good time.
But yeah, it's be cool to people. Just come together and be cool.
Let's all have a good
Why
time.
would you go out of your way?
Why are you gonna plan a year vacation and come down here and just shit on your own parade?
Yeah, because and I don't know about you, where most of my complaints, they came from people that were trying to be unreasonable and just I like, hey man, I can't turn the springs on. And I can't make it 104 degrees in the shade. Because it's 107 outside. There are things I can't do.
There's no shade.
Yeah,
Let me holler at the shade god.
Yeah.
Is there one?
And just be nice and understand that we're here to help you and have a good time.
No, I've gotten some of mine, and y'all should read some of them if you want to. Some of my reviews, they're great.
Oh goodness, yeah,
they're so good. They're so good.
Yeah.
And it used to hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
And then now I think, you know what? The fact that they think that I would really honestly do that and is just comical at this point.
Well, sure, and it's and all of these online, especially the online complaints.
Oh, that's where they're all over, and that's what everybody remembers. They're not gonna go. But what I thought about this one incident, and you were there, and you'll remember it, is when the guy and the two girls were right up at the hill, right where I had my bus parked, and I pulled up holiday weekend, and the two girls are crying. One staying behind, she's bawling her head. I was like, hey. Everything okay?
Everything all right? What's going on?
Everything okay? Do I need you need a tissue or something? You need me to get your boogies? Want me to whatever?
Yeah.
I got you, boo. I got you. And then 2 seconds later, we see this Ford F-250 jumps in this. And, I'm big about the family, and I love the kids, and I want the huge family environment. And me and the kids always have such a good time. And all of a sudden, this Ford F-250 just comes barreling through our roundabout and almost hits 2 kids.
Yeah.
2 littles that are staying at my place. And I had just pulled my Ranger up and had all the extra food from the food trailer.
Yeah.
We were just getting ready for live music up top for the evening gig. And I said, they have a sticker on their deal? And boop, sure enough. And this is when we had the property down below with you guys, and so they were all staying. And sure enough, this guy barrels out, spins out, throws rocks all over everything, whips it around, and pulls into your place. I said, oh, hell no. And pulled into there, and he was assaulting a woman.
Yeah.
Had 2 of them in there. And I said, that's it. Pack everything up.
Yeah, you got to go, man.
You got to go. I will absolutely not stand for violence, domestic violence, any of that, whatever. Nope. Not on my watch, not on my time, not on my property.
Yeah.
Not in my town.
Oh, got no time for that.
None. And you guys all surrounded me, and I said, roll your window down. Roll it down right now. And he rolled his... Not to mention, when he whipped his truck around, he backed in and hit the big oak tree, crushed his entire freaking tailgate, his bumper, everything.
Karma reached out and slapped that dude,
So they all loaded up. We had... And this is exactly why I tell you I love my SOs and the guys that come and support us on our road. They do so much. And the kids were all surrounded me. You were surrounding me and supported every word that I said. And I said, nope, get your shit and get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
And they said, we're just going to go down the road and go stay. And I said, well, hang tight.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Oh, yeah.
I said,
I played that game.
I was we all know each other.
Yeah, I was the king of that game. I would have people that would...
No. Here's the address. Here's the people. I mean, here's the license plate. Here's the people that are leaving. Yeah. Do not. So
here's what they did to us. Don't let them do this to you.
And they roasted me on the socials. Sure. Oh, she's evil. She's this. She's that. Oh, yeah. Whatever. But it was me. Yeah. Because I just randomly decided that I would pick you out of a group. And
And
like
I said,
the curb. That's so stupid.
Yeah, I had a file that would have, need a chiropractor to help you carry it. I mean, because it was always the big redheaded asshole. In case you're not sure, this used to be quite red-ish.
Hey, well, we've all
seen
we've
some
all had a
seasons.
change of seasons.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I would look at all these complaints, and I'd look at them. I'm like,
I remember this guy.
I remember this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. My Monday morning meeting literally used to start with,
And
you may or may not
Oh,
get a
well, of
complaint
course.
about. And I would go through, and this is
Give
how
'em a
we
list.
started our Monday meeting.
Yeah.
And most of the complaints that I got, which I thought I should be having some great ratings, because I would go out of my way to clown and do things to some of these people that sent me evil, just nasty death threats, reviews, whatever. I would go out of my way
Wait.
to make everyone else laugh at them.
I have the perfect deal for this. And yes, I'm going to step up on my portfolio.
Oh, goodness.
I'm back. I feel like this trophy is appropriate right now. And it says, "Not my first rodeo."
Oh, yes.
And you
Yeah.
Here we go. Boop.
Yes. Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
very welcome.
It is well deserved.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank
there you go. Not my first rodeo. Yeah.
But yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's crazy. And people just sit back and look. They're like, how did you handle a situation like that? Oh, not my first
Not
rodeo.
my first rodeo.
Yeah.
Hence my trophy.
Hence
Yeah.
where we got the top 10
Needs
list.
to be on your mantle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, it's amazing, you know, and
So good.
yeah,
So good.
we've spent so many years out there. We've seen so much,
Oh.
and you laugh at.
And just when you think you've seen it all, then the
Something
next
new.
weekend rolls around, you're like,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Oh, I do. All the people that used to tell you and try to get out of, well, this doesn't apply to me, and this is how it used to be.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm glad
And
I have a hat on today.
I'm
'cause I
telling
swear
you.
to pickles,
I
my
know
horns
they'll come out.
are going to come out.
Because you get told, all these people, it's like they're going to tell you how the cow ate the
How-
cabbage.
Yeah.
This is how you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Really?
Okie dokie.
And I would just
You
have
cute and I love you.
yeah. I would just go out of my way to have fun with people. And if I could, like I said, I called
Let's
it
go back to the gypsy when I mentioned the word fucktard.
oh yeah.
That's the perfect time to use it.
Yeah.
We should announce our new word today. Today's word of the day is pistified.
Pistified.
Pistified. That's my gypsy word.
Okay.
It's being pissed off and mystified.
I'm
At their stupidity at the same time.
I am
think
amazed.
about that for a minute.
you literally
Pistified.
just
I made us a little deal on our board right there. Pistified.
there
I
it
did,
is.
yeah. So I do that so my guests will know exactly what I'm talking about because that's part of our gypsy. So pistified, being pissed off and mystified at their stupidity at the same time.
I'm literally
that not
amazed.
the perfect?
You just created a word
It's my gypsy.
that describes so many situations. Now I have a word
Guadalupe
for it.
River - pistified. Yes.
Pistified.
Pistified.
Let's give you. You
Come
were
on,
you were
let's
asking
go.
about stories. Let's go ahead and go down this hole.
Let's go. Let's go. You
yeah.
got to do the spring. Come on. You got to. No, we already did the springs. You got to
You
do
gotta
the
just- okay. Pistified. Let me give you
poke me in the eye.
that
Come on.
could be
That's-
okay. That story
she
could
was
be
pistified.
Mom.
Mom was
pistified.
This is good.
Okay, so
Okay, y'all. You're
is a-
welcome.
yeah.
You're welcome because this is one of the second one. I make him tell like
Oh, yeah.
497 stories all the time. Like Randelson, go and then
Yeah,
and then
tell him what
when-
happened.
And then when you're on tour, I tell the kids. Well, when they were in college, I tell the kids, I was like, look. When your T.O. Randy is running around, if you guys want to go make some money for your mortgage,
Yeah.
you need to tell. First of all, Randy can do the splits. Boop. I said, go bet everyone in the bar $1,000 each. He'll drop it like it's hot. Boom. That's going to pay. You could get a new car. Second of all, if you have him go and tell some of these stories, good luck.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. And like I said,
So good.
we've got enough for a movie.
So good. Okay, go. This is a good one. This one.
Let me set up. Let me give the backstory for this.
This is the mama that pistified.
Pistified. because ultimately I was pistified until the outcome. So
I freaking love this. I just made him tell the story on Sunday.
Most people do not understand Easter, how it works. And I don't mean, we're talking about the biblical sense of Easter. A lot of culturally, people do not understand, and I say culturally, white people.
Yeah.
All right, let me put this out there. White folk
so good.
do not understand that the Hispanic culture treats Easter.
It's Easter's. Yeah.
Like white folks treat Christmas.
Going through the whole Easter still. It was so good.
Yeah, it's and several years ago when San Antonio decided they were going to start allowing people to camp in the municipal parks, and they had to do that because people were literally chaining folding chairs to a tree and then getting into fights because they're leaving their little place to gather their whole family for Easter. And it's a very big holiday with the Hispanic community. And when San Antonio started doing that, immediately New Braunfels got inundated with all of our parks, and not in a bad way. What happened was families started showing up on Wednesday and Thursday, scouting out an area, and they'd come to us, they're like, well, can we get this? Can we get that? I said, man, if you camp out there, well, we're going to have more. Well, what do you mean? Well, our family's going to be filtering in Friday and some Saturday, but then...
By the truckloads.
Yeah, by Sunday, it's Katie bar the door. The entire family's coming out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful because they're...
It is so amazing, and I love how I love their family dynamics.
Yes, it's amazing to watch.
Family dynamic is like no other. It is.
I agree.
I have been envious of it for a very long time. It's so amazing. And when they fight, they do it in the front yard, and then 20 minutes later, Tio's like, "Andale, and it's and we're all done. And not us. We hate each other for the next 49 years.
Right. And for all those years I worked on the river, I would see so many, and I would see so many people, especially white people, turning around, bringing their, the whole.
So racist, my porch.
Yeah, I know.
I love it.
I'm not racist.
No, we're not.
But. And that's like,
but we like the Hispanic culture better than our own. Just going to let you know.
Yeah. Love them.
Why? Y'all can throw anything on a barbecue pit and it's so good.
Oh, yeah. Don't even, obviously.
Yeah, you can stick it in a hole.
Get stuck right here.
It's,
yeah.
Don't get me started.
So when there's a problem in the Hispanic culture, we keep it in-house.
See,
I
just said.
White folks, y'all like to go around and screw with everybody else's stuff.
Yep.
We're
stupid.
Karen, there's a reason that's Karen.
Richard.
Yeah.
Dick, you're right.
Yeah.
There.
You've got to have a problem with everybody else's stuff.
Yeah.
The gente don't operate like that.
No.
We keep it in-house. We've got a problem. So we're either going to fight it out and we're going to fix it and then we're going to go on. And it's really a great dynamic.
It is.
So Easter comes along and we've got couple hundred families, and there's probably 2,000. There's a shit ton of people, and they're everywhere. Yeah, everywhere.
It's so good.
And I used to work there, and I always worked the late shift because I was the big guy, and I knew, I had to be the bouncer.
Yeah.
And
the regulator.
Yeah, and obviously when you're the token white guy.
Which is what I do.
Yeah.
I'm just the tiny version.
Yeah.
I'm just like a chihuahua. I'm the ankle biter.
Yeah. I was the English bulldog. Like, he's big and all, but he's not going to catch you in a foot race. he doesn't bite that hard.
Yeah.
So when I was there, I would always get looked at like, he was one of them. And I got treated with the whole you're white, the white thing, and because that door swings both ways, and I used to love it when the families would come in, and somebody wouldn't speak English, and
That's a whole nother story.
yeah, I had to learn to speak Spanish, and I learned a lot. Yeah, working construction, working in kitchens. You pick up a lot when you get tired of being referred to as pinche güero for everything. You'll start to pick it up, and so I would invite them in. Somebody would come up, they don't speak any English, and then God, me being natural, had to screw with people. Just break the ice, have a little fun, get a little laugh.
Yeah.
I would always start off because you remember we had the rules.
Yeah.
You have to give people rules of things that you can do and cannot do.
Yeah.
A, some are legal things. B, some things are for your safety.
Yeah.
But other things just to keep the place nice. So we would get the people in, you discuss, and so here would come a Suburban. And mind you, love my people. The Russians may have invented Tetris, but the Hispanic people perfected it.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. And I mean,
it's brilliant.
Yeah. My best one was I had a Suburban come in. I walk up to the driver's side window. I got the up and down look. And then the back window rolls down. And all of a sudden, 9-year-old head pops out. We're here come camping. And I said, okay, how many nights would you like? See, we're here tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're here for 2 night or for 2 nights?
Is that like a T-O?
Yeah.
With the N-I-G-H-T?
Yeah.
Or is that something that my cousin made up in the Gypsy hymn?
Yeah, exactly. And
I
I would have to go through an entire conversation with a 9-year-old translating.
Yep.
And I'm biting my tongue the entire time because the family is like, oh, God, we've got to deal with the widow. Please send us his boss. Yeah, I mean, so I'd play along, being very nice. And I would get to the part of where we'd make the money exchange. And then I say, okay, folks, I need to talk to you all. We're going to give you a few rules. I'll walk back up to the front. I'd knock on the window, tell Dad, roll the window down. And Dad would finally, roll down the window, and I'm looking to everybody in the car. And, like that, Pee-wee's Playhouse tour guide.
Yeah.
Listos.
Yeah.
Senores.
Yeah.
Here come the El Rulos.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, God, here's this jack.
Yeah.
What's he about to do? Okay, folks, here it comes.
Yeah.
Esto no viene no pero ni lo sé cuando dinero para atrás son 5 millas por mi campo. Silencio es todo de la medianoche, por favor.
Andale.
Yeah. And you would get this look of Javier.
Bolito.
He broke the code.
Yeah.
Mira, we got to change it right now. Hey, where you learn your good Spanish?
Yeah.
Puro trabajo, probably construcción, plumeria, puro y restaurante. Man, you speak good. You come down later, you're going to get some fajitas, we're going to get some tacos.
Es todo.
And, hey, you come meet my sisters.
Oh, shit.
And again, if you ever, look, white people, brown people, black people, red, I don't care. Get to know other people. There is nothing to fear about getting to know people.
No, it's so good.
And sharing cultures and everything. And again, I'm not racist. I don't care. I hate everybody equally.
Seriously.
But if I tell you a story and I'm using my regular Southern draw, you're missing something in the translation. So let me give it to you how it happened to me.
Okay, so here we go.
So here we go. Here comes
later
Easter
this
weekend.
Evening, after they crack the
man, we've got cascarones everywhere.
I was going to say the quinceañeras, but whatever. That was a different holiday. I mean, that's a different festival.
And you stop at every site checking, hey guys, it's time.
Good?
Let's turn the radios off. Everybody good. No
bueno,
fights. We're good.
Yep.
Yeah, es todo también. Bueno, buenas noches. I'm making my rounds and everything's quiet. And I was like, dude, no fights.
No way.
Everything was quiet. It was all good. And
so good when Marijuanaville just behaves.
oh yeah, man. When you get that,
some people have Margaritaville. We have Marijuanaville.
Hey, when you get that GG rolling,
Come on.
everybody's having a good time.
Thank God.
Yes.
Just pump your damn brakes.
Are
Everybody
you kidding
just
me?
be happy.
I'm trying to get that. I'm trying to slide that into my
It's
mom on a
fine.
regular.
Seriously. Eat a gummy.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So I'm walking through. Surprisingly, no drama.
And
then here comes this young man, and he is coming hot.
hysterical.
Oh man, he's upset. And I'm like, hey bro, what's going on? He goes, nothing. I don't want to talk to you.
This is it, y'all.
Yeah.
Right here. Watch.
And I was like,
Listen,
dude,
whatever.
I was like, hey man, no offense, I work here. If there's a problem, let me help you. He goes, man, I don't want to talk to you, man. And he's bowing up to me, and I'm like, oh son, you ain't.
And you're ginormous.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
Yeah, I'm
Looky
6'2".
here. Yeah.
At that time of my life, I was probably 330. I played college football.
By
I've
the
been
way,
working here for
He was the
years.
guy
Yeah.
that plowed through everyone.
Yeah.
Still plowing through everyone, but with hugs by now.
Yeah, I had a lot of hand-to-hand combat training.
Okay,
you know,
yo, let's go.
I'm not that dude. Just don't. Come on, man. Let me.
Why you crying?
Yeah.
What-
Well, you're obviously upset. Let me help you, man. And this kid was not having it. He's hollering, he's yelling, and I'm like, dude, bro, you need to chillax. Calm down. We're all here having a good time, man. He's just not having it. Whatever I'm doing, trying to help him calm down, it ain't happening.
fueling the fire.
Yeah, he's I'm
big
just
mad.
like, dude, this guy's pissed. I don't want to go hands-on. I'm all by myself. He's all by himself. It's a bad situation all around, and I don't want to have to call the law.
Right.
And as I'm trying to calm the situation down, walking up, coming up the hill there, because they were camping down by the water, coming up the hill into the RV park, here comes this woman, and she's there with another man, and I'm like, okay, this is family. All right, cool. And one of the most amazing moments of my life happened right there in front of me.
It's so good.
This woman walked up and goes to, and it found out this was her son.
Well, yeah, you gotta
So mom
go through
walks,
the dramatic part of him,
man,
because
mom
he's still
walks-
losing it.
Yeah, he's losing.
He said
his
somebody.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's upset. And I'm like, dude, I need to try to de-escalate. I'm backing off. You know, let mom have the mom. There's mom power there.
Yep.
I'm backing off. And this woman goes, mijo, what's wrong? And this enraged young man, and I'm cocked and ready. I'm like, dude, if you lose it on your mom, I'm going to end all of your problems tonight. And in a moment, this kid went from complete, just inconsolable rage to breaking down crying because his mom
But
was
you
there.
have to do. You have to.
So
you have
she,
to do the
so
whole
she,
description. You
yeah.
have to
So
go through
she
the whole
grabs
thing.
him. She goes, "Mijo, what's wrong?" She goes, "Man, Mom, I don't want to be here no more, man. I don't want to be here. I'm not having no fun. You know, you got me." And she goes, "What happened, son?" And he's regaling this story about they were hanging out. Something went wrong. They were going to talk, and he goes, "Mom, you poked me in the eye." And if you've ever been poked in the eye,
It's so bad.
it is, especially if
it's
somebody's
rude.
been smoking or
It's
something.
so-
You're like,
Oh shit.
oh, it emasculates you
Is
immediately.
that lemon?
Yeah. What did you have on there? Satan's blood?
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Yeah. He's losing. He started breaking down crying.
He's hysterical.
Mommy poked me in the eye. I don't want to be here no more. I want to go home. I want to go home.
Yeah.
And this is just where a mother's grace and a mother's love just shines through. She grabs him by the face, and
Mijo.
she's wiping away his tears in only a way a mother can.
Yeah.
And
that.
she's, yeah, for real. She's calming him down.
Let me get your mojos.
Yeah, she's got him. She's got him under control. Man, I'm like, job's done. And I'm watching this
Cool,
happen.
I'm
I'm
outta
like,
here.
way to go, Mom. This is beautiful. And then she says something that just hit me right here is when she goes, Mijo, shut up. She goes, Mom, you poked me in the eye. She goes, Mija, shut up. That was me.
It was me.
She poked her own son in the eye.
Why has this woman not been a part of my life?
Oh my God.
I should have been poking my own kids in their own eyes.
This kid towered over this little woman.
It's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
And now I'm playing it out in my head. This 4'8" woman just went in the eye, poked her own son, and completely diffused a fight.
Chile. She just made some
whatever it was she had.
She done all the
She
thing.
completely.
And she's like, I know how to break this big son of a gun down.
She did.
Bip. This is Serrano.
He had
habanero.
Yeah.
Bip.
He had a foot on his mom.
Hence my other word from the Gypsy, boop. Boop.
Yeah.
She done booped him straight in the eye.
She wiped away his tears and then immediately showed him who wore the pants in that house.
You damn right.
Oh, man. Yeah.
So good.
You were about to fight your uncle. I poked you in the eye.
Beep.
You went off crying like a little bitch.
You was pistified.
You were pistified.
After you got booped, you fucked hard.
So, yeah. Mom was pistified.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm pissed at my son, and I took him down with a whoop.
Yeah.
I'm pistified because, man, I have lifted weights.
Because you weren't able to pop your popcorn to watch the show.
Yeah, I was what that.
So good.
This all was just handled by this little woman. I was like, I need to retire.
Seriously.
This woman needed my keys.
Here's my walkie.
Yeah, here's everything.
Here's the wristband.
You got it all.
The
had
things. Holla at me if you need me.
Had
I'll
it
be in
on
the
lock.
cabin right down the road.
I'm going to run up to the ice house, grab a cold one. You have got this in charge.
I'll meet my cousin, little Tiny.
Yeah.
She's going to meet me down the road. If you need us, we'll be here.
Yeah. That was that.
So good.
Oh, man. It's may not sound that funny, but you got to be there and you got to enjoy those moments in life.
Come on.
And we got a million of them.
Come hang with us on the Guad. This is just a little snippet of what we do, what we have done, what we're going to do. Y'all, this is my cousin Randelson. Everybody know Big Randy.
Yeah.
Come see us.
Yeah, come on out.